Hi everybody, thanks for watching my channel. I'm trying to decide if I should call my little channel Crusher's Content or Crusher's Corner. So if anybody has an opinion on that, leave it in the comment section below. And let's jump into what I'm going to talk to today, which is about the modifications I did to my wheel over the weekend. I did the 666 tire change. I did not. My friend Ben did. After the Sunday Rev Rides ride, I went up there. I rode up there with Dalton and Ben, and we changed the original tire on the V12. The original tire really wanted to stand up straight. It had a really deep tread right down the middle, and then it had these kind of swoop aways. So whenever I was going, the wheel wants to stand upright, it wants to stay straight. And then if you're carving, it doesn't want to go into that other line unless you kind of click over. And then the wheel almost you can feel it. It goes from straight to that. There's no give in between. It's a very hard transition. The 666 tire, I wish I had my the original V12 tire, but I left it at Ben's. It was just one more thing to carry home last night. I think it was a 18-mile ride home. So the 666 tire, you can see here how smooth it is right here. From the middle to the sides. And what that is going to do is that's going to make this wheel much more carby. I'm going to be able to do all my stuff without feeling that shift over. The old tire would have been really great for rain, but I have Marty's tour coming up and I want to make sure I can somewhat keep up with those bigger 100-volt wheels. This is a 100-volt wheel, but we're still talking about a 16-inch tire, and I'm still learning to throw my weight around, though I have to say I'm doing pretty good. I definitely am cruising right around 35 now, and I can feel it. But it feels good. There's no resistance on the 16X. The 16X, I would constantly overpower it all the time. I was always riding the beeps. Not always, but more than I should have been. The other modification I did this week was the tire, or the seat. And it's just how Marty does his seats. And I totally took the idea from him. I bought all the stuff he said. I bought this leather. I bought these metal bracket things to hold the wheel on. This shock absorber I got off Amazon for the bike seat. And then the bike seat itself, which I got at a bike shop here in town. And I'm really glad I went to the bike place in town, because they are going to let me come back in and exchange this seat. I rode it home yesterday, and I can tell immediately that I want a bigger, more of a bucket, upright seat for a bike, rather than an aggressive lean style. This is kind of designed for your butt to sit oh, right here in this part. But when I sit down, I'm upright. So I don't want that aggressive lean. So I'm going to go to the bike shop either today or tomorrow. There was a guy there that was helping me specifically, and try some other seats, and the only way to see if you like it is if you ride in it. So I'm glad I have the wheel to this point where I can kind of throw some different seats on there and start trying to figure out what I like and why. I always have an opinion about my riding style and all sorts of things. Actually, I want to do a review on some upper body gear soon. I've gone through so much gear. I've gone through thousands of dollars worth of gear recently, trying to find the perfect fit. I recently took a fall in my Liat piece that I just bought a few months ago. And I was really disappointed because it has this hard insert on it. And where is it? Well, it has this hard insert on it, and and I thought it would help me slide. But what happened is I had my first fall in the V12 a few weeks ago. I had a pedal clip on the trails of the Friday night ride. I could not believe I caught a pedal clip. I pretty much dominate those trails. I mean, I can beat out 100-volt wheels on my 16X on that trail, but sometimes it happens. But what happened was I pedal clipped, and then the wheel threw me to the ground, and I like belly flopped, just like right on my stomach. And instead of like sliding out, the chest armor actually like dug into my rib right here, like dug up into it. And my rib has been hurting for 3 weeks now. And I can tell it's going to be probably another 3 months until it feels better. So, you know, but that's part of riding. So it could be worse, but I'll talk about gear another day. Today I'm trying to stay on point with the seat upgrade. Again, I did Marty's way. There was one thing that I didn't like about the seat. Marty said to get some like these leather squares from Amazon, and they were expensive too. I kind of feel like, feel a little foolish buying them, but you know, that's part of the EUC game. I'll throw these leather strips in with my other EUC stuff. I have like yoga mat and double-sided tape and zip ties and just, you know, duct tape, anything like an EUC, you know, connoisseur could need on the fly. Velcro and all that crap. It's not a big deal, but I think I want to order the thinner leather. They had like a thick and a thin leather, and this thicker leather, you can kind of see it. It almost is like, it's just too thick, and I don't think that it's benefiting me by having the thicker leather. I still need to trim it. Like this was just like a shitty job just to like get it on there. Like, let me get the seat on there. Let me see what I like. Let me try different seats. Let me just get this project going. And it's hard with the EUC. Sometimes you feel like, oh, you want it to be just right. But my best advice with the EUC is just jump right in. Just jump right in and start like getting your hands dirty and trying to see what works and what doesn't work. This is like seat version 1. And I bet you I will have, I don't know, 20 to 30 revisions of this seat, you know, within the next couple months. You know, it's just like, oh, I want to do this. I want to do that. This works better. That works better. But so far I'm happy with it. It didn't interfere with my standing riding when I rode home yesterday. But I could tell immediately like, oh, I want a fatter saddle, you know, a fatter saddle that's like more flat. And I know that I can adjust this thing, you know, to make it more springy or to make it more flat. The reason I got the shock absorbers is because, man, I have bad knees. And that's a big reason why I got the V12. It's supposed to be a smooth wheel. But honestly, I got the V12 for the water protection. And let me talk a little bit about that. When I did the tire change, when Ben did the tire change and I assisted, was like the nurse, like a surgery nurse, like screwdriver, drill, this, that. But when we opened this wheel up, first of all, the tire change didn't take like 30 minutes. It took like over 3 hours. It was the first time any of us had ever taken apart a V12, and this thing is sealed up so nice. You can tell like, wow, this is very waterproof. I badgered my friend Matt Corbett in Utah helped me badger my one wheel last year. And so I know all about like, oh, you know, you need to silicone all the connectors and, you know, everything needs to be like tight and together in there. And this wheel was beautifully put together. There were no zip ties or tape holding any of the wires together. It was all held in with like metal brackets. Everything was siliconed like so beautifully in there. It was actually like hard to take apart. We had to like pull out wires and like disconnect connections. And it was a pretty big deal to take the V12 apart for the tire change. So make sure you know what tire you want to put on there. I went with the 666 because Mickey Milano's told me that's the best tire for it right now. I was trying to let you guys see the tire. But I am looking for a treaded version of this tire at some point when the winter gets here in Portland. The 666 tire is to help me get more comfortable on this wheel. I had a tire similar to this on my 16X, and even just riding home yesterday, even with this wheel a little, it's not like seated properly. It's a little bit off. I can feel it's not quite on there perfectly. So my friend Sheridan is going to help me sometime this week finesse the tire onto the rim, and I'm hoping it will just kind of like settle in there perfectly so I have like a clean ride. But I really like the tire. My only concern is when winter comes, you know, I might want something with a little bit of tread on it, but nobody has come up with a treaded tire for that fits the 16X, the V12. And the reason being is because this fender is so tickety tight right here. Like, oh my gosh, look how tight that is. Like, I can't even get my finger in there. I can get like my pinky in there. So you're talking like a quarter inch there. So if anybody comes up with a treaded tire for the V12, a 16-inch by 3-inch tire, let me know. But put it on there first and then let me know, because man, ooh, putting this tire on was so complicated. I definitely want to be 100% sure that the tire fits in there properly before taking this wheel apart again. And it's scary because this is my only wheel, because Amber is inheriting the 16X. So if something goes wrong with the V12, it's like, ugh, it's my main ride. I like need this wheel to like work and to just to get around town. I don't have a car. Well, I have like the van, Jean-Claude, but you know, he's a converted van and he doesn't like to just be driven around. So, but anyways, that's what I have to say about the seat. I'm excited about modifying it, coming up with like future versions to get it just right. It didn't interfere with my standing ride. I want to change the seat, get some thinner leather, but all in all, it's on there and kind of holding itself together. The tire change went really well, but it was more difficult than expected. The 666 tire fits on there really good, but again, it's super hard to get on. Opening up the V12 was a pleasure. Like, it was a surprise to open it up and see how beautiful it was in there. It's really a work of art compared to like the spider web like shit show of the Gotways. Like, I love the power and the performance of the Gotways, but they are, I mean, they're loud. I mean, like you put an EXN up to this V12, the V12 is silent. You know, it doesn't have, it has some like sinkhole thing for the cooling in it, while the EXN and like the RS, man, those fans are just like, like those wheels are constantly buzzing, and it's because they run so hot, they overheat. You know, like this thing, I was able to take up some like really big hills recently, and I heard some people behind our group saying like, oh, their Gotways were overheating. But we won't get into too much about Gotways quality control. You guys know my opinion on Gotways. I had that MSP high torque fire in my apartment January, and that shit was traumatizing. In like 10 seconds, it was like exploding and the whole like thing was on fire, and the wheel wasn't even charging. You know, sitting at 80% just spontaneously combusts, like every rider's worst nightmare, man. Like, oh, your wife and kids at home, and like your Gotway, like you took your Gotway out in the water. It's like, ugh. Like, I don't recommend that unless you want to seal it up. I heard that there are ways to, you know, badger, using a one-wheel term, the EXN and the RS, but I don't know if I would trust it. And again, that's why I bought the V12 for the Portland rainy season. I know there are some more new wheels coming out right now that have water ratings, and I'm happy to see Gotway like joining the club on that. But Gotway's price point is not in line with everyone else's. So we'll see how they handle that, or if people are just, you know, want to buy Gotway for the name, but that wouldn't make any sense to me. I think people are just comfortable buying what they're used to buying. And honestly, I would have had a MSP high torque as my second wheel instead of the S18 if my partner's at the time, his wheel didn't catch fire and explode. So, but things in life happen for a reason. I'm happy to be going with the more quality builders of Kingsong and InMotion for now, but I'm not gonna lie, I have an EXN on order. but it's because of the Splice Guards. One of my friends in Florida just recently showed me the Splice Guards for the EXN, and I did not know about them. There's so many cool things. Actually, I think it was Kane. My friend Kane here in Portland told me about it, and then my friend in Florida was sending me some videos. But the Splice Guards are basically a frame for your EXN or your EX. There's some other bigger wheels that this guy makes it for. But you basically stick a frame on top of the EXN and it like permanently attaches. Like once it's on, it's on there. But now all of a sudden you have like a grab point, like almost like I think it has like a rail on it. You know, you can rodeo that shit, like ride seated and like control the wheel and be able to like pick it up and like lift it from behind to like give yourself like more torque. I've seen some of the RS guys do that, like where they'll like be riding the wheel and then they'll like lift it up from behind almost to like try to give themselves more. And I'm not at that level yet. You know, I'm just getting into the 100-volt wheels, just getting comfortable at like, the mid 30s. And it's pretty fast. It's like coming from the one wheels, like, ooh-wee, you know, I'm baby steps. But I'll tell you what, I love taking the steps. I love riding. I love everything about riding. I love the community here in Portland. We have a really good crew. But I'm not looking forward to the rainy season. And again, that's why I bought the V12. I see a lot of people like kind of disappointed that with the release time on the V12. But honestly, all of these new wheels coming out, man, these are going to be like wheels that come out next year. And I'm okay with that. And that's why I already ordered my S20. I know I'm getting that one. I know I'm getting the S20 and possibly the Abrams. I feel like you can't really go wrong buying a veteran wheel. You know, it's better than the stock market. It's like, I'll buy that veteran and it'll go up in price. And, you know, I mean, look at the Shermans. Like the people that bought the first Shermans, I think they paid $2,800. And now the Shermans, I think, are $3,500. And granted, veteran has like upgraded the Sherman as they went. And I'll tell you what, I love that about the EUCs. The one wheels, like, I mean, yeah, there's like the revisions, but they're not actually, you know, like, they might change, like, upgrade like a connector, but they're not like improving the performance of the machine. And I'm really grateful that the electric vehicle community does things like, we were changing the tire yesterday. Guess what? InMotion just has like a video where you can watch somebody taking apart a V12. And that's how, you know, we kind of followed along with that for a little bit to get to the point where we needed to change the tire. And I'm really happy that, you know, the EUCs aren't like Future Motion where they're like locking everything down and like not letting you work on your wheels, or, did you change your tire? Like, you know, like, it should, like, you know, we're going to cancel your warranty and all that stuff. The electric vehicle community is great. I was trying to talk somebody on the phone, like I called like customer support about something today, about gear. And this one guy was like, I'm thinking about buying a one wheel. And I was like, don't buy an XR right now, man. Like, oof. Like XR is like 4-year-old technology now. Like Future Motion has to be coming out with a new wheel. They have to, right? At some point, or no more Future Motion. But I really hope that they do, because I want my one wheel family to feel the stoke that I feel, or at least feel empowered to feel half the stoke that I do. And they need a little bit more torque and they need a little bit more speed. I don't think the one wheelers are looking for much. I think they're just looking to be like riding something that's respectable. And with all the EUCs coming out, like, every year, it's impossible to keep up. But anyways, I'm going off on a rant about Future Motion now. Future Motion, you suck. Sorry. Get your shit together. King Song, InMotion, I love you guys. Honestly, I'm like a King Song girl through and through. I love my King Songs. Super excited for the S20. Super excited for all the new wheels coming out. I'm excited to do my seat mod and excited to get my tire balanced. And you know, I'll do a review for you guys in a couple of days, letting you know how that goes. And thanks for watching. And let me know about Crusher's Corner or Crusher's Connection. I like them both. So I'm open to any recommendations too. So thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.